Hi, I'm Jennifer Bardot, and I'm the host today. We're going to be talking about grit, and grit stands for growth, resilience, intention, and tenacity, which leads me to introducing my guest, Amy, who is a contributing author in Resilience, which was an international bestseller in 2 countries. So, Amy, I'm so excited to have you here today. Tell me about who Amy is.
Well, hi, Jennifer. How are you? So my name is Amy Ann. I am a mother of 3. I started a business about 2 years ago. It's a business and technology solutions company. And prior to that, I was actually working at an IT company for 23 years. And that's kind of what led me into my chapter with resilience, is what I went through from the time that I was at my IT company for 23 years and what brought me to be a business owner as of today. I also lead 2 Women Empowering Women luncheons. One is with Women Empowering Women National, which my friend co-founded over in Illinois. And then the other one is with St. Louis Council Construction Consumers, which is their women's leadership luncheon that I lead as well. And then on top of that, I am contracted out by the Urban League Women's Business Center to kind of coach and counsel minority and women-owned entrepreneurs, no matter which stage they're in.
So I would call you a champion for women.
Yes, I love supporting women and being able to help them navigate their life, both professionally and personally, no matter where they're at.
I love that. And obviously we have a lot of that in common.
Yeah, I do.
So where did this passion for serving others, and particularly women, come from?
Well, I've always had it ever since I was a little girl, being able to help others and, find their passion of what they wanted to do. So for myself, I'm 100% Cambodian, and as I was younger, I felt out of place, and I never felt like I could collaborate or connect with others. So I always try to step out of those boundaries and make friends with other, at the time, other girls that were of different color than I was and that didn't have the same lifestyle as I did, to let them know that we're the same. So it all started when I was younger.
I love that. And that inclusive and collaborative mindset. So tell me a little bit more about your chapter in Resilience.
Yeah, so my chapter, the title of it is basically, you are the own author of your life. And the reason why I wrote that was because, one, I have 3 kids, and my oldest is 18, who is a boy. My middle is 12, who's also a boy, and then my youngest is 8, and who is a girl. And as a mom, I want them to know that their lives aren't determined by their surroundings or should be influenced by their friends. Whatever path that they want to make for themselves, they should be able to do that and find the resilience and the courage within themselves to understand that their life is whatever they want it to be and not what is inflicted on you. Going back to me being 100% Cambodian, when my parents were brought here in 79, and I was born, growing up in a household of where our structure was the Cambodian lifestyle, and you have to marry, a Cambodian, you have to go to college, you have to get married after college, etc. That lifestyle was already planned for me. I mean, my mom was in an arranged marriage, so she never got to choose who her husband was, which is my dad today, but, and they're still married as of today. But seeing that they had no choices, I wanted to make it known, not only to women, but to others, that we have a choice for our own lives, especially my children, and with where I was at in the chapter when I wrote it, I wrote about a time of where I was in a very dark place, and I had no way of getting out of it, but to know that it was me that had to make the decision for myself to move forward is where I found that courage and resilience to break through. So that's what my chapter is about. It's just making sure that you are the author of your own life and that nobody should influence who you are.
And I love how you found your purpose and you saw the importance of making your own choices. And now you give that to the world, not only with the women that you serve, but also your children, allowing them to define their purpose and live out their mission.
And not to be afraid to be who you are.
Right.
You know, in the society that we live in, it's all about appearances, you know, and what you think somebody may like, and you changing who you are because of your audience. But at the end of the day, you're coming home to yourself and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you have to be happy with where you're at in life and with yourself in order to give the best that you are to everybody else.
Absolutely. And I feel that fire. I love it. So what are some of the quotes that you live by, or the mantras to keep that mindset, to be so intentional and purposeful driven?
So I actually, every single morning I wake up and I'll say affirmations. You know, I'll look in front of the mirror and basically say how bold I am, how beautiful I am, how powerful I am, because those words of encouragement and positivity resonate in me. And that's what gets me through the day, you know, is to know that if I believe in myself, then it will show and others will believe in me as well.
Absolutely. It's almost like the law of attraction. I mean, you've attracted confidence and boldness and beauty, and now you can give that out to the world, and that is how you're being perceived as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I want to just try to shed positivity. No, but you know, we live in a world where there's a lot of negativity, and people, you know, they block it and they drown it. And, you know, somebody could be smiling every day, but deep inside, they're going through something that is very painful, and you don't know that. So you always have to make sure that you're positive no matter what, both inside and out.
Yeah. And give people grace. And I just love that you've literally been living out your purpose and passion, and now you're instilling it in the community as well as in your children. And so tell me more about your work.
So I decided, and that was part of the resilience as well, to break through working at a place that I was at for 23 years and be able to do something for myself and to be able to do something for my family. And again, that goes back to me instilling in my children that you have an opportunity to change your future. And what does that look like, you know? And for me, it was my opportunity to change my future, and who I was to basically be my own boss, you know, develop a company that I would be able to make my own hours, you know, get my own clients and present and brand myself for who I am. So that's why I decided to start a business and technology solutions company, is because that's what I knew. I'd worked at a company for 23 years in that particular industry. So it was like, why should I reinvent the wheel if I'm developing a new company? I should just go ahead and do something that I'm already familiar with. And I already knew how to network, you know, so it was a matter of starting my own business and getting back out there and rebranding who I was and who I was representing.
That's awesome. And that's inspiring. And obviously women in technology, that right there is being fearless, because it's usually more dominated by men. So what's that been like for you being a woman in technology, and for being in technologies for as long as you have?
It's been very challenging. I will say that because for some reason, the women in technology, we're still trying to get out there and pave that way so that others see us as equals, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to do with my organization as well, is to be able to be at a place to where I can support other women that want to be in the technology sector and pave a way for them as well.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with us today?
Thank you for having me on here. And you know, it took a lot of courage for me to write the chapter in the resilience book, because I didn't know how I should express what I was feeling. But I believe that this book in itself is going to support not just women, but men, not locally, nationally, but worldwide, you know, as far as supporting them, and know that they just don't have their own voice, that there's a voice out there for them to support whatever that they're going through in their darkest days.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And that was the purpose of these stories and these anthologies that I created, to really help alleviate that loneliness and find yourself in the stories, to potentially be that roadmap for you to create your own purpose and mission and live out your mission. So that's awesome. So thank you so much, Amy, for being here today. Thank you for your servant leadership and being such a champion for women, and continue to pave the way in technology for others.
Thank you so much.